Remember, back to a simpler time.
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking about this past NBA offseason when China Clay ruled the airwaves.
Yeah.
Arthur was just a random cartoon, and we kept watching star after star migrate west. Remember all the predictions? How sure the East was going to be like junior varsity, but the West, man, the West was going to be this glittering basketball showcase, stacked with so many glamour teams that even just making the playoffs, it was going to require some fabulous feats of hardwood courage. Well, we're a quarter of the way through the season, and it turns out not so much. A bunch of East teams have been absolutely fascinating and hardly lambs to the slaughter. In fact, Eastern Conference teams have a winning record when facing off against the West. As for the West, well, that conference looks more like a hospital ward.
Yeah.
Did you see what happened to Nikola Jokic in Denver last night? I mean, this hurts to watch. He is getting more tests today. At the Nuggets, they're really hopeful this is just a basic sprain. They're already missing Paul Millsap for the next several months, and Jokic going down for any significant time would pretty much kill their postseason chances. Or at least you'd think that. With all the injuries to the rest of the teams in the conference, who knows? The Clippers are missing 4 of their 5 opening night starters. Blake Griffin gone for 2 months, Patrick Beverley out for the rest of the season. The Grizzlies haven't won a single game since Mike Conley left the lineup last month. Kawhi Leonard yet to play at all. And then there are the Jazz, who are without Rudy Gobert and Joe Johnson. The great irony here is that New Orleans is the team that's relatively healthy. I mean, it had been so bad down there that for so long we just figured Pelican was Creole for get me a doctor. And yet there are Boogie and the Brown night after night, keeping their team snugly in a playoff spot. You know, it's funny. One of the other off-season predictions I kept hearing was that things would go sideways in New Orleans so quickly, Cousins would be on the trading block early. Instead, the Pelicans are soldiering on, and it's a half dozen other teams in the West who have been decimated. Now, they're starting to face up to some hard choices about what to do with a season that has gone so not according to plan. I mean, who is the team in the West you think has to just sort of face reality and make some big changes?
I think the easy answer is the Clippers, right? You talked about how many guys are out.
But Doc Rivers got up in front of everyone the other day and said, no, everything's fine, we're fine, everything's fine.
It's a new day in Los Angeles where Doc Rivers doesn't get to call that shot.
Who's going to take Blake's contract?
I'm not talking about trading Blake. I'm talking about DeAndre Jordan, who is healthy, who is productive.
Expiring contract.
And it's an expiring contract. And you know he's not coming for a hometown discount. So you either going to have to pay him max to keep him, or you got to get rid of him and get something in return. And I think, given where their season is going, that's an easy decision to make.
Whatever happened to kind of making this a favorable schedule for the players? Look at all these injuries that we have, right?
Oh, yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
My pick has nothing to do with injuries.
Okay.
I'm going with OKC. Okay, I'm going with OKC. I look at how these guys are playing. If these guys haven't turned around their play by the end of December, I will look to move Paul George.
That soon. Wow.
I will look to move Paul George because he's going to be a free agent. I don't know if he feels like this will be the place for him, and I'll have to get some value from him. I can't let this happen like the way it happened with KD.
Right.
So it can't happen twice for our franchise.
It is interesting that Oklahoma City's, and I am not in Oklahoma City has to panic mode yet. I think they still have time to work it out. But you're right. Their clock is shorter than almost anyone else's. It's till the end of February, right?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's
December.
It's the idea that you have this thing that people want, but if you don't act now, then it walks away, and you didn't get anything. You didn't get a good season out of it, and you also didn't get
no value.
Out of him.
Out of
asset.
Person, not
it's
an
asset.
thing.
Okay, well.
Just saying out of it. That it plays pretty good defense and also can shoot a little. I'm just saying.